I be able to live my dreams? Will I finally be pretty?
You've always been pretty.
Imagine Party Babies was pretty epic.
Yeah, I'm sad I wasn't there. I've tried to play with Kip. Didn't work.
Like, at your place. I thought, is there like
when he was still
online
here.
functionality for Party Babies?
It's web-based.
Honestly, yeah, the servers are still up. There's high demand.
Hey, everybody, it's Dog from here at the Dogcast. Welcome to the show. It's okay.
Okay, that was perfect.
I peaked it a lot there. That's how Tom starts the show. Hey, everyone, welcome to Hair of the Dogcast, your favorite podcast about video games and beer and video games.
Ooh, wow.
I don't have...
You got to bring that energy.
I'm trying. I do not have the energy that Tom has. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Brad. This is the second episode. This is the second episode that Tom has never been on Hair of the Dogcast.
Yeah.
We did it once without him when the Raw Dogs took over the studio, and we're doing it again. Tom is in Belize, believe it or not. And
shit.
God.
he sent a picture of him in a hot tub, and it was by far the whitest, most reflecting material, his skin.
Wow.
He will be burnt when he returns, that man.
Tell me, was it erotic?
But I'm Brad.
Yeah, it's me, Dylan. I'm back again to podcast. Video games, huh? Pretty wild. Pong, Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man. They're all there.
Dragon Quest 8, 9, 10.
Exactly.
Who do we got over here?
Right. Video games, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Remember video games?
Located in the Bone Zone over here.
Bone Zone. How y'all? That's all I got to say.
How have you been doing?
I've been
You
doing
haven't been
fantastic.
on in a while.
It's been a while. I got a job finally.
You got a job.
I'm fully legal. I got my green card.
Ooh, what job did you get?
I work at Enlightened Brewery.
Do you really?
I do.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Very good.
I got hired over a beer.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's all good. And actually, we brought I brought some delicious sustained thought to try amongst all four of us. This is a coffee stout. It's delicious. I canned this bad boy myself.
Oh, nice work.
So there's extra love in the can. Can you find it?
That
Sick.
does not mean what some people might think it means. It is only a beer.
Wretch.
I was looking at Tom's picture when I was canning it.
Jamie, while you pour us some of this delicious beer, who else is joining us over here?
We got me. I'm over here. My name's Tyler, and this is the first time I've been on this bad boy, but
Welcome.
yeah, pretty excited about it.
So, Tyler, you're a coworker of mine.
I am the best coworker you got, probably.
Number one on the Melly side of things for sure.
Oh, on the Melly side. I was going to say overall, but I'll take Melly side of things.
But you're a big gamer, and can you just kind of, if you had to describe yourself as a gamer, would you say PC, retro, modern, Xbox, Sega?
PlayStation.
Liberal.
I'm a liberal gamer.
I'm a liberal gamer.
No
Yeah.
North Korean games.
I consider myself a woke gamer.
No, I said I've been playing PlayStation since PlayStation 1. I had a little bit of a detour on the Xbox 360 back in high school. A little bit of PC gaming back
Kind of
then.
had.
But PlayStation is definitely my favorite, for sure.
Alrighty, so we do, as they like to say, drink a real live beer on the show, and this is, as Jamie was saying, the Sustained Thought, and it's a delicious coffee stout. Let's have a sip.
Okay.
Delicious, not too heavy.
Yeah, it's like a good cold brew with beer in the background.
Nice coffee
Oh, yeah.
flavor.
Oh, yeah.
So let's jump right into this and let's talk about some gaming news. This is usually where Tom has done all of the research and brings a lot of it to it. But so Dylan and I had a conversation the other day about some news topics we wanted to discuss.
Right.
And I just briefly wrote these things up and I changed enough words where it doesn't sound like I just got them from a few websites.
Well, also, Tom does some extensive, like when he reads that stuff out, he's got pages and pages.
He brings his
gives
reading
himself
glasses
homework.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
It's-
full of like 5-letter words. It's crazy.
we sit around the fireplace. Tom brings us cookies and milk.
Yeah.
We definitely miss him. But first news story, I'm Spartacus. Sony is allegedly planning their own subscription service akin to Xbox Game Pass. Service is being codenamed Spartacus and will possibly be a 3-tier service with the top tier containing PS1, PS2, and PSP games. Big name releases will most likely not be day one like they are with Game Pass with some of the big ones, but what are your guys' thoughts on Sony moving into the gaming service market like the Game Pass?
I say good on him. It's the one thing really that Microsoft has over Sony at the moment. It's they're kind of jumping on the bandwagon a little late, and people are going to call them out on it. But I think, hey, if they give it a decent value, I'll do it. I think they should be more concerned with making sure they can get their product out to actual human beings, but whatever.
You're saying Sony's late to the game. Meanwhile, Nintendo's releasing Nintendo 64 games for like $50.
I know.
I think, sorry to cut you off, Tyler, already, but this is just a rebranding. This is all it is.
Yeah.
They already have PS Now. It's been out for years. It's not a great service, but it's decent. There is a decent selection of retro games on there.
What would you say is PS Now's faults? Like, why doesn't PS Now work?
I think it works. I've used it in the past. Game Pass is better now that I'm on that and have experienced that. Mm-hmm. You can download from PS Now, just like Game Pass.
Sure.
Game Pass,
that wasn't initially how it worked.
It used to be just streaming.
Yeah, no, it was just streaming.
Yeah.
And that didn't work for me.
If you have a decent connection and you're not playing an FPS, it's not bad. It's doable.
I don't know. It's one of those things where if there's even a little bit of input lag, some games just are not acceptable.
I think realistic. All this is a rebranding. It's just going to be a package deal for PS Plus, which will include your streaming and download component.
I think it's a good idea to do a rebranding. PS Now is, I think, a service most people don't give two shits about. I don't think Tom does. I don't have it. Josh might have it.
Josh does.
Do you have it?
I just started my third free trial of PS Now.
Free trial.
Yeah,
Third free trial.
They offered it again, so I took it.
You're like,
Okay.
I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have good enough internet to stream the games previously, and my internet is right there where it's almost good enough. So I was playing Undead Nightmare, and it works pretty good, but you're one lag away from missing that headshot on a zombie, and then I just get murked. Yeah. So it's really frustrating. Last time I did it, they didn't have the ability to download the games. So that's pretty solid, but you can only download one at a time. Oh. And I don't know if that's just something that's a trial version, and then once I pay for it, they're go wild.
Now now you can have 3.
Yeah, only 3.
Wait, so it's only one at a time, and
at least with the
they're not doing it
trial.
based on library. So I guess I'm a little confused. It's
Well, this is PS Now we're talking about.
Realistically, PS Now has been undermarketed even from Sony, and Sony has recognized that in the past.
Oh, they don't.
They bought the rights. They bought a third party for the technology for PS Now a long time ago, and they really put a lot of money behind it to try to make it a usable service. But then Sony kind of forgot about it. Kind of not really. They really don't push it a lot as much as Game Pass. So I think if they with this rebrand and they improve the streaming component, I haven't tried xCloud yet or
I have.
So I don't know how that works compared to PS Now, but
really good. It's highly functional.
I'm a purist where I would much rather download the game anyways than stream it, unless it's some of 10-minute indie game that it doesn't matter if there's a bit of lag type deal, right?
Yeah, it's actually highly responsive. There are some games that are purely cloud gaming, which is also kind of a disappointment. There were a few on there I would have liked to have downloaded, but
So Game Pass is by far my favorite thing about the Xbox. The Xbox One, or not Xbox One. Fuck, there's so many Xboxes. The Series X and the PS5 that I have played the Series X probably 90% more. And
just because of Game Pass?
Well, if Game Pass allows me to have such a library of really great games and day one releases, and almost the entire Yakuza franchise is on there. That is 500-600 hours of content just from that one franchise, and there's new stuff all the time. And it's worrying that they're already saying before anything official said, just so you know, Sony's not going to have all of those big things on there, but
they couldn't possibly though. It's just.
I think that's what they need, though. I got an Xbox One when I got COVID last year, and I was able to play through all the Gears of War games because they're all on there, and that was great. Their library on Game Pass is so much better than PS Now.
Yeah.
Like, there's really not that much going on PS Now. They don't really have those top tier titles that I want to see on there. Like, they got The Last of Us and God of War now, and they got Mafia, which is great. But I already own the Mafia games. I already own Last of Us. Like, they've been out for forever. I've already bought them.
And with the PS Plus collection, which they released when the PS5 came out, it's got like God of War, Persona 5. It's got such a huge library of awesome Sony games already that I don't need PS Now to go get those. I see it being difficult to compete with Game Pass. Yeah. Just like every 2 weeks is like, see what's new on Game Pass. I'm like, shit, there's another 14 games on here.
Yeah.
This might be an under promise, over deliver type of scenario. I don't think they don't want this to be another PlayStation Now. Let's just put it that way. So like by calling it's rebranding.
They should change it to PlayStation Now with an exclamation point.
PlayStation Now.
PlayStation right now.
Right now.
Perfect. But yeah, I think this is a scenario where they're like, we're not going to make too big of a deal of this right away until we actually know how it's going to work and what's going to happen. Because
it's a course correction.
It's because they're actually entering a competitive market with this, because one thing already exists that everyone kind of agrees is pretty fantastic. So if they were to be like gunning from the hip right out of the gate, like being like, this is going to be awesome and this is what's going to be on here and this is what everything is going to do, I think that would be a huge mistake.
I think one thing that the Game Pass is doing is poaching so many people over from Sony as well. There's I follow on Twitter a few different like people that say game sales, like there's the ones down to $20, and every time it's also on Game Pass, also on Game Pass. I'm not buying a lot of games on Sony just because of that. And also things that I think Game Pass is great because the Yakuza franchise have been on my mind lately, exclusive to PlayStation for a long time. Yeah. And then the moment it's on Xbox, like entire franchise, all your Final Fantasy games, yep, check them out on Game Pass. Don't go buy them on your PlayStation again. They're free over here. Come play them here now.
Well, they're
Kingdom
really
Hearts.
Not on there
Go play them.
Given
that's not on there anymore either.
Final Fantasy 8's still on there, and they just added 13.
13.2
13.2,
Well,
Xbox has Game Pass, and it's a great service. I'm still more excited for the Sony exclusives coming out in a few months' time. So I like, as a owner of both consoles now, I see the benefits of both consoles. But Sony will always have the upper hand on first-party exclusives. They make good games.
I agree. That's why I've been on PlayStation for so long. And the Game Pass almost kind of pulled me away a little bit, I'm not going to lie, when I got it last year.
Like after playing...
It was great.
Elder Scrolls, though.
Elder Scrolls is going
makes
to be
me nervous.
all of Bethesda.
I mean, Microsoft can just buy entire companies. Like, we're just going to buy them.
Yep.
And I think they might be buying Sega. Like,
that's right, yeah.
Yeah, so it's absurd that they can just like, we'll just buy fucking Elder Scrolls.
It's all that Bill Gates money.
Yeah. Next story we got here. Take-Two and Call Your Lawyer. On December 3rd, it came to light that Take-Two Interactive, the owner of publisher 2K, developer Rockstar, amongst many others, has filed a series of trademark claims in regards to the words Rockstar, Take-Two, Bully, Mafia, Civilization, and other variations of these words, because clearly they own those words. They are now bullying Hazelight Games, the creator of the fantastic indie darling It Takes Two, saying it is profiting off of their brand. So Hazelight Games has abandoned their ownership of the name It Takes Two now because of this.
You're fucking kidding me.
And Take-Two Interactive has filed trademark claims against other small businesses, including a music service called Think Like a Rockstar. Notably, though, they are not going after Rockstar Energy Drink because they are only bullying the little guys. They don't actually want anyone to fight back.
And they're just fans of that drink.
That's like when LeBron James tried to trademark Taco Tuesday.
Did he really?
I remember that, yeah.
Because he was all about it. Like that, it just seems like you're throwing your weight around for really no reason.
Quick sidebar: It Takes Two's a fantastic game. I'm playing it with my wife right now. It's really, really good.
Oh.
Carly's having a rough time with it. We got through 2 of the bosses, though.
Okay, that's it. I think we're like maybe level 5 right now, ish, maybe 6. I'm really liking it.
Yeah. So what are you guys' thoughts on Take-Two Interactive?
I feel like it's petty. I feel like you're a big enough company. You don't got to kind of resort to that level of things.
Clearly, when I saw It Takes Two, I'm like, oh, this must be a Rockstar game. Like, I clearly associate it with Take-Two Interactive. Like, oh yeah, definitely.
This is just so stupid.
It's yeah.
This is just another sign that civilization is collapsing.
Dude, you can't use that word anymore.
You said civilization.
They're gonna come after me.
Said Dylan, you are officially sued.
Fuck.
How about instead of throwing your weight around that way, like you actually put some love into your games, like Red Dead Online, which is actively dying, and it's a game that I love playing online right now, and there's no new content.
Well, it's not as big as GTA, so I know. I know. They don't give a fuck.
Red Dead 2 is hands down a better game than 5.
Yes, of course.
If you
Absolutely.
I've never gotten into the online component, but
It's got so much potential, and it's just sitting there mocking me every time I boot in. I'm like, I've done every quest 5 times. I have everything now.
maybe they're just tired of that one-horse town.
Well, they kind of seem like a one-trick pony with everything they're doing on Grand Theft Auto.
So
Horse thing.
Haze Light Games now, if they wanted to make It Takes Two into a franchise, they're going to have to worry about rebranding.
Just call it Takes 3. Done.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do.
But then you have to have it be a 3-player cooperative experience.
Yeah.
It takes 2.5.
Or what if they did a Yoda 2 It Takes?
Yeah. Or
Got
like
him.
it takes
Got him.
Gotcha. Nailed
Sue
it.
me now, bitch.
It takes 3 minus 1.
Like I see nothing wrong here. Dismissed. All right. Santa Claus is coming to Battlefield.
Oh my god. Okay.
Battlefield 2042 is not the gift that DICE was hoping for. No. November 19th, the game launched with a myriad of technical issues, signaling the game needed a lot more work. In the 2 weeks since launch, it has lost 70% of its player base and is currently barely outperforming Battlefield 5. Battlefield has long been a first-person shooter series that leans into a realistic approach to war. So a recent leak has brought concern from its community. A Santa Claus skin was revealed to be part of the next update of the game, drawing backlash from the series fans who want a realistic feeling first-person shooter experience and not Fortnite.
2 weeks. It's the knockoff brand. It's like, Mom, you didn't get Oreos. You got creamy stuffers. I hate these.
I love that name. That should be a developer studio right there. Creamy stuffers.
The reason I wanted to talk about this is partially, of course, because Santa Claus, and it's that time of the year, but also how the Battle Royale scene, Fortnite in particular, is affecting the game scene, and now everything is kind of moving towards a Battle Royale system. And I can totally appreciate the fan base. Like, you've been making a series of like realistic shooters that we like to play, and now they are moving into more of there's special like a unique class of character that comes out every once in a while, and this one's Santa Claus. Like, how are you supposed to take war seriously when Santa Claus is running around? Then all of a sudden it'll be Duke Nukem, and then it'll be some other topic of the week.
Didn't Call of Duty just have Ghostface for Halloween? Or was that something that I saw online?
That might have been Fortnite.
I
don't know.
I think I saw Ghostface in the dropship, but I don't play Call of Duty anymore.
I don't play any.
It just takes up too much room on the HD. So
I was a big fan of the Battlefield series.
Me
like
too.
coming from 4. 4, they really nailed it with the multiplayer. I didn't care about the campaign story. So when I heard that the new Battlefield was just sticking to multiplayer, I really had no issues with that. But then I tried the beta test, and it wasn't Battlefield anymore. They're just trying to get in on Warzone and Fork Knife and
this is one of the first
Dauntless and everything.
This is one of the first modern settings they've had in a while in the Battlefield series. I want to say for at least 5 years.
It's been a while. Like Battlefield 4 was kind of future, not future, but it was like modern, but not modern day, if that made sense. But it's been a while. They've been sticking with World War I, World War II stuff. But
the world's getting lazy. We need some good wars to make video games out of.
Yeah, man. It's one where we won because that's our only option.
we have a ton of wars that they haven't even used yet, but I don't think playing like Battlefield Civil War is going to be very fun. You
Battlefield Drug War.
I think if
Honestly, I think it would be all right.
It might be cool if you did it right. Like, you had to like do a series of like timed buttons presses to
get your musket loaded and everything.
Fast. I don't know. There would be a way to do it, or also make it more of a you're commanding troops.
Like a Total War style kind of game, maybe?
Something like that.
That already exists. I had it on my PC.
It's called
before it
Total War.
crashed. It's the Civil War one.
Total Civil War.
Total Civil War. Is that real? I actually don't know.
It's by Cream Stuffer Development.
Very new, very hip.
Cream Stuffer Games.
I believe, though, that they have announced they're going to abandon the Santa Claus skin because everyone was that pissed about it. They lost, losing 70% of your player base in 2 weeks is pretty terrifying.
And with no campaign to lean on, it's a total multiplayer game. So if you lose that many, that's cause for alarm.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of Battlefield fans out there loved it for the campaign and then would go on to the
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1 was amazing.
Very good campaign.
And Bad Company. I remember Bad Company back on the PlayStation 3 360, where you play as the gang of ne'er-do-wells and misfits blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
That was one of the best stories in a war game I've ever played, and they went away from it. And their campaigns were good after that, but if I'm going to pay $60 for a game, I would like there to be a campaign in addition to the multiplayer.
I think realistically, the new Battlefield should be half the price. If it's just multiplayer, sell DLC expansions for, and they already do this, cheat shortcuts, max out your character by spending $10. They make up their money.
Yeah. It's just a weird trend in gaming where it's the free-to-play system. Also, how do you get people to give us $10 every 2 months, 3 months? And Fortnite has figured out a way to do that with their the seasons and the characters, and it's just sad seeing established series lose some of their identity. Battlefield 1 was, I think, pretty much the only one I played, but I get it. I get what they had. I get what's great about it. And now to see Santa Claus become a certain character for a while, it does feel a little gross, a little like they're just trying to get the quick buck, But
that's all these companies want to do anyway. I don't really, I guess, I just think people really need to have better concerns. Honestly, it's who gives a fuck? This thing is already tanking.
What's your favorite video game series?
My favorite one is probably the Dark Souls series. But
all right, let's say that Dark Souls had a Fortnite crossover, and some characters from Fortnite came into the Dark Souls universe.
Sure.
Would that make you upset? Would you be sad to see that From Software was pandering to a demographic? Easy mode for $20.
But I wouldn't be a dang idiot about it.
You just play it and not give a fuck.
People often say Dylan, what if they fucked up the next installment in this series? And I can literally just go, well, I don't have to play it. It is literally just, I am an adult man. We're don't have to. We're covering
it in March. You have to play it.
I'm an adult man. This is not the top list of my concerns. And obviously these are vocal minorities, but
as a Christian,
it's also kind of get a fucking life.
Santa Claus is a saint and he wouldn't go to war. So
as a Pescatalian, I don't know.
You don't eat fish?
Thank you for getting that joke right away.
Yeah. We have another delicious beer here. This is one that I grabbed today. This is from Eagle Park Brewing. This is Rudy Can't Fail Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Porter with coffee and Wisconsin maple syrup. Another big delicious beer is what it is.
You guys want to hear let's take a sip, and then I got a good story.
It better be good.
Ooh.
Dylan, it better be good.
So,
very good beer.
Back in the motherland of Canada, I read that there's a severe maple syrup shortage.
Oh my!
So Canada had to open the vault. They actually have a secret vault filled with maple syrup.
What?
In case the apocalypse happens.
Do they really eat that many pancakes up there?
I think they put it's like
every
Frank's
meal.
It's like Frank's Red Hot up there. They put that shit on everything.
Really, maple syrup?
It's I grew up eating pancakes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Fuck. That gives me a stomachache just thinking about it.
You know how Disney always says we're putting it back in the vault. Get it now. It'd be fun to have a spoof movie where people are trying to break into the Disney vault and it turns out to be a real place.
That's actually Disney should make it.
Disney's frozen head is in there and he's talking like the Wizard of Oz. Goofy's tied up. I don't know.
Make me more money. Make me more money.
Let us sleep. We're tired.
He just sounds like a Dalek. Exterminate.
I haven't had water in days. They forgot to feed me.
They touch me at night.
In this misery, I only have my thoughts.
And meanwhile, for some reason he has a picture of Tom in the hot tub for like no explained reason whatsoever.
I don't even have the strength to masturbate to this picture of a Midwestern man.
Another one of the reasons why Battlefield 2042 might have lost a lot of people is Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite's multiplayer had a surprise release recently for the anniversary of the original Xbox. The multiplayer experience is free to play, which is bringing Halo lovers back in droves to the universe after most people, like myself, were pretty disappointed in 343. But a free game, I'll check it out. Most people are in agreement the game looks and plays beautifully, but there has been a lot of complaints about the Battle Pass system, the monetization system that they have in place. It costs $8 per season, comes with a series of unlockable cosmetics. Battle Pass system also has a very specific set of challenges, which makes people play a very specific set of tasks and not just play the game and have fun like they want to. A lot of people are pretty upset. Again, kind of getting to back what Dylan said, though. It's free. If you don't want to fucking play it, don't play it.
As a new, like I've played Halo 1 back in the day. I've never done Halo Online, like multiplayer. I'm having fun with it. When I first dove in, it's like I have no idea what the fuck is going on right now. Right. Once you get into it, it's pretty good. There's some glitches. It is still the beta release.
Technically, it is. Yeah.
There's some glitches, but I so far so good. I'm actually looking forward to the campaign when it comes out next week in 3 days.
3 days. When this episode airs, it will already be out. But that will not be free. That will be $60 if you want the campaign. The campaign I am excited for. I'm happy they brought Joe Staten back, who was one of the original story supervisors from the series. The problem with Halo is they lost everyone that made it special, and then that's just a really ugly breakup. Marty O'Donnell's in a lot of trouble, too, for allegedly leaking Destiny music that he made before the ugly breakup. Mm-hmm. But all of that aside, I am excited to check it out. I'm happy that Halo Infinite's multiplayer is fun again, which that is a breakthrough compared to what's been happening.
What is happening in the Halo story these days? It's just like we found another Halo.
It's this guy called Master Chief. And he goes and he kills aliens.
He's very tall.
How many aliens?
He's 12 feet tall.
Yeah.
And he weighs a metric
tall.
ton.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after Halo 3, the series was wrapped up very neatly and nicely. Master Chief was put back to bed and is like, wake me if you need me. So what they wound up doing, they found another race of baddies called the Forerunners who have been around forever. Very terrible design. You'd see a picture and laugh.
I've seen them, yeah.
They're terrible. And then 5 was about Cortana's AI. The way that their systems work, they exponentially kind of get smarter but crazier. They keep learning, and then she goes crazy. And I don't know what it is anymore.
The 5 with Cortana, that was the last one I played.
Yeah,
because that was the last one that came out.
That one was great. The story for that I felt like was way better than 4.
The story was interesting. I think it was kind of a misleading mess though, because they're like. The trailers were all John Locke versus Chief, choose who you want to be. And you wind up playing as Spartan Locke, who is not an interesting character compared to the Chief. The only stuff I liked with him was when you were wound up going to the Arbiter's world and messing around with the Sangeli, the elites. Yeah.
Can I just be the bearer of obvious ideas? If Cortana's software is messed up, just upgrade to Windows 11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and she's really good at Google searching for you then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think she's still running Vista or something.
Yeah. Oh, shit. No one runs Vista.
Windows 95. Yeah, but we'll see what happens. 343 has been very vocal, just keep telling us what you want, because I think that the people above them are saying we need to push these things, and 343 wants just as much feedback to say, sorry, we have to give the people what they want instead of this mess.
I hope it goes well. I miss Halo in the world. I like that it's coming back.
Yeah, and hopefully it's the campaign. From early reviews of the campaign, everyone's saying that extra year has been fantastic. It works, and it's fun. And it's supposed to be a semi-open world experience to where there's a giant map you can drive around wherever you want and go do different things at different points, kind of.
So it's GTA with Master Chief.
I have an issue with open world games just always being GTA, but That's a Yakuza discussion.
If they do like the latest Gears of War, where you have those brief moments and missions where you have to explore an area, that would be awesome. Rather than just a totally open world sandbox sort of thing.
I assume it's going to be like. Like side quests and mini quests segmented in story sections. So there'll be extensive maps, and if you want to get through just the story, you can do that. Or they give you a lot of side shit to do. I don't think it's going to be like an open world. I think it's going to be task based.
Yeah,
Side stuff. It's so weird how they're releasing games these days. I was just thinking about it. It used to be. Do people get hyped for video games anymore? Is there like a
Elden Ring?
yeah.
I mean,
Elden Ring, I'm hyped for.
am I just? Okay.
Besides that, though, no. I forgot Halo Infinite was even coming.
I think it all relies on the marketing, the way they dole out the trailers and the screenshots and get you anticipated leading up to, like, we're going to drop this teaser coming up, this theatrical trailer, gameplay, and then pairing it with like an E3 or one of the cons that they're going to do goes a long way. Because the last time I got really excited for a game was probably The Last of Us Part 2, but that was rolled out in a very neat package, the way that they were giving us information about the game. And then when it comes out, it's polished. So you get that.
There's literally no Xbox exclusives that I'm just on the edge of my seat for. Anytime, like when Breath of the Wild 2 hits, I'll be fucking pumped.
yeah.
There's one thing you can trust is first-party Nintendo releases.
Every 10 years.
Every 10 years. I'm excited for that.
What exclusives are coming to Xbox other than Halo in the next 3 months? There's none.
In the next 30 years, they're going to get Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh, shit.
So look forward to that.
Yeah.
They have a title. Did you see the logo? Wow.
Wow. Weewa.
They could.
Dude, there were a lot of mountains in that trailer.
A lot of mountains. We can speculate. It might be in Redfall.
There was
Speaking of-
also a city.
What's that?
There was also a city.
Oh my God! But what city? Argonians?
Speaking of getting excited, the last game I got jacked for, and anyone that has heard me on this or Raw Dogs before, I love Death Stranding. Kojima
Is doing
doing something, and people are thinking maybe Death Stranding too.
Well, anytime Norman
don't
Reedus
see
and
where you go
Kojima
with
is in
it,
the
but-
same. Well, dude, they link Canada together next time.
Oh, that's
Or
They open up the maple
No, that's
syrup
what it's
bowl.
going to be. You're going to have to, instead of just America, it's like we actually have to do this in South America or maybe Europe. I don't think it'd just be Canada, but
In Canada, it should just be like one world because, like, you'll still have the mules, but they'll just be a lot more polite about trying to steal stuff from you.
hey, can we have that?
Hey, no, hey, your hoser.
Sorry to bother you there, Sam.
I'm going to need you to go up to the boonies up there and grab the thing we dropped.
Dude, it would just be it's nothing
Watch
but
out for them moose, hey?
it's just maple syrup deliveries the entire game.
Your EX grenades are just cans of maple syrup. It just makes the BT sticky.
All right. I did briefly mention or write down that Grand Theft Auto Trilogy is going through a rough patch.
Oh, yeah.
They botched that release. They did recently release a 18 gigabyte update. The physical releases have been delayed from December 7th to the 17th for PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch has been pushed back to early 2022. I mean, this is an easy cash grab for them. They're like, just re-release the games, give them a cheap graphical upgrade. Oh, it doesn't look good. Just put them out. We'll fix it later. This isn't really news to me, though. This is just kind of what I expect from games.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it was funny that there was one place that was like a certain like style of bolt was like the donut shop, or like it was like a certain like repair store, and they smoothed it out to be a donut.
Shop.
It was a donut.
It was a place called like something donuts, like nutty donuts or something like that. And
they had a
like,
nut as their...
there was a donut, but it also had a nut next to it. But they smoothed out the nut.
So it's round.
Oh, shit.
Because they used AI to smooth. That's why it.
We've come so far in society, and now you're utilizing AI to smooth a nut. Mm-hmm. That seems weird to me.
That's one of the problems with some of these. They call it like a light remaster. They just upgrade some things like character models, and they'll make it control a little differently. But one of the things that made the games work on, the PS2 or whatever you're remastering, it's the whole package. It's a game of its time, and the world and the way it plays and all of the graphics need to be consistent for them to mesh well together.
Yeah.
If you update what today looks like kind of garbage character models and then just look like slightly better, or they actually look worse if you're trying to update a polygonal mess and you make it like rounder.
Right.
It looks even weirder.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You'd rather see the polygons because at least those are well defined.
Yeah, and they say this is the definitive edition of these games, and just the fact that they don't have all the music really bothers me.
Yeah,
well,
I wouldn't.
It irritates me because I'm playing Mafia Definitive Edition right now, and that game came out in 2002, and they did a full remaster. So the cutscenes look gorgeous. I mean, the gameplay is about as good as you could expect, keeping the core mechanics from a game that was released in 2002. But with that trilogy, if they would have went through and actually remastered it and put it on the new engine and made it look like it's worthy of a $60 game, would have been amazing. As soon as I found out they just gave fingers to characters and then we're like, we improved the lighting.
I'd love to see that ad with fingers.
Yeah.
Not with fingers.
With fingers.
How does Santa look in it?
How does Santa look?
Yeah. Did they finally bring Santa into Mafia?
Yeah, he looks great because they remastered it. They didn't just give him fingers.
It's season 3 of the Mafia expansion pass. There will be a Santa DLC skin, but you have to play for 200 hours in the first 2 weeks.
Dude, they could make it work, honestly, because there's an episode of The Sopranos that relies heavily on a Santa character, and that could fit that right in.
One thing we'll learn about later is Santa can fit into any video game universe you want.
Seems like it.
Next story. Bioware has the Dragon Age 4 creator gone.
Oh, man.
Pretty good, right? Matt Goldman, the senior creative director of the Dragon Age series, has recently left BioWare after a mutual breakup, is what they say. We didn't break up. We agreed on it. It's fine.
Who got the kids?
Yeah, no one. Kids are dead. Goldman first joined BioWare back in 1998. He's worked on everything from Baldur's Gate and Jade Empire to the modern Dragon Age series. He took over as senior creative director for Dragon Age 4 back in 2017.
Whoa.
When the sequel was thrown out and started again from scratch. They've been working on Dragon Age 4 for a long fucking time.
Let's be clear. That series kind of sucks. Those games do not play well.
I don't have an opinion. I haven't played them, but I know the world is cool because we discussed some of the lore. But have either of you guys played Dragon Age?
Never.
What was the Inquisition? Is that the
second one?
the second?
latest
That's
one.
the
That
last
one
one I
is the
played.
The latest
Well, that's
one.
the one that came out in 2013, and that has been the latest one.
That was a great game, but it took so long for me to actually enjoy it. Like I felt like I had to
You
put
have to get a lot of
shit ton of hours in.
Spells and shit, yeah.
I found myself like not liking my playstyle 2, 3, 4, 6 hours in, and then like, maybe I should try this character, and then restarting 1,000 times.
An announcement was made on December 4th, and they wanted to reassure players, don't worry, everything's fine.
It's not fun.
Dragon Age 4, they did say will be an entirely single-player experience, and there will not be Santa Claus DLC.
The fact that they had to have to advertise that now makes me like...
I remember
Shudder.
discussing in our BioWare episode that there was actually a player in one of the Dragon Age games. You go up like, hey, you want to check out this area? You're going to have to download the DLC. Like a character
within the
actually explicitly said it in game, like, you'll need to give me $5 to go in there.
No.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What?
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It wasn't that crass about it, but the character's like, yeah, if you want to go over there, you just have to download and pay for the DLC or something like that.
Is that technically breaking the fourth wall in a video game?
But they said it. They said it in old timey language.
okay.
It
So
was
we're good.
Dalthos
It was a
has
Deadpool
to.
skin that you had to pay for, so it
was
made
the
sense.
was the NPC voiced by Ryan Reynolds? Because that would make it okay, I guess.
I'm not sure what these digital coins are or what the word digital means, but you gotta give me 5 of them if you want to get into this bar.
There's an extra dice game.
I'll trade you a picture of Tom. Sold.
Is he in a hot tub?
Oh shit.
Oh goodness, yeah. I'm
Boy, me, he's pale.
Me eyes.
what was like most alarming to me when I was reading about this was that they already scrapped everything they were working on back in 2017, which is 4 years ago. Yeah. Then they brought in a different guy, and they're like, "This is the guy," and now he's just. It was just a quick statement, like just so everyone knows he's gone, everything's fine, and We agree. He was great. He loves us. We love him. It's fine. You can't be friends with him though. You have to either like us or him. But I don't know. It's just crazy that Dragon Age 4 has been getting worked on for that long.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a gigantic letdown when it takes that long.
It's kind of reminding me of Anthem, how that was hyped up for so long, and then all of a sudden people just started dropping off of the game like flies. Like, stay away.
Yeah, I still haven't played Anthem. I downloaded it, and then they wanted me to make a huge character before I started. I said, I am out already.
Yeah.
If I'm giving your game a 2-hour trial, I'm not going to spend 20 minutes building my character.
It's like Cyberpunk 2077, an hour or waiting an hour for it to install.
The Discord is recently talking about it. Someone mentioned it was on sale, and I think it was Tom who said they'll update it eventually. $10 is probably a good price to buy it for.
Oh, yeah.
Just buy it and don't play for a year and wait till they get it properly running. And it's like investing at this point.
It'll take a year to install anyway. So start now, and then when the install is done, you'll be ready to rock.
It's the unfortunate part is that it's just not a very good game.
Yeah, I feel like it's investing in Dogecoin. Like, it's not worth your time, and I know nothing about it.
Yeah, it is a serviceable game, but the fact that when something fails this hard, this weird kind of like your hopes and everything that you put on it, you're kind of just like, oh, but like maybe I'll give it a shot later. Why would you want to give it a shot later? It fucked up so bad.
But
like,
the dick animations are like beyond belief.
So
it's cool.
I'm going to say the title I put for this news. I want to know if any of you know what I'm talking about. This is one I just added right before you guys got here. Kentucky Fried Forza 5.
That's not the console, is it?
No, that's cool. I haven't seen anything about that, but that's still exciting. But a player on Forza Horizon 5 has been given an 8,000 year ban from the game over a custom car they created, sparking outrage and admiration from some.
It was
for
funny.
his custom
Very
vehicle
funny.
that features a KFC logo alongside a picture of Kim Jong-un with the hashtag send nukes. The user claims his friend made it and did what definitely wasn't him, so he shouldn't get punished.
Definitely not him.
Currently, we are unaware what the problem is, if it's the KFC logo, the sending nukes inciting violence, or the image of the dictator. Thoughts?
I thought it was hilarious.
I think it's pretty funny.
It's very funny, and also like really, truly, who are you? If you're worried about Kim Jong Un's feelings, maybe I don't really understand the.
It's not like he's going to nuke you in your home.
People put Rockstar logos, they put Monster logos on the side of their trucks.
Remember when they were going to nuke James Franco?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
I think it brings some levity to not a great game.
You don't like Forza Horizon 5? No.
Forza Horizon 5 is very good.
Oh, no, it's not.
Why? Why do you hate it?
It looks good.
So it's shinier than 4.
Truly.
It's 4 with a different number. And it's still bullshit. Like, oh shit, dog, you just rolled into town. We're going to drop you out of an airplane. Man, you just made it to the festival, man. Shit. It's Need for Speed. It's Need for Speed.
Dude, I'm right there with you. The story can go eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Just let me do fun arcade driving.
So that's the other thing. Like I realize that Forza
driving is good, though.
For an arcade.
But
but
for
that's
me,
what you're going for.
For
It's
me,
an arcade game.
As someone who doesn't like racing games, and I'm inundated with all of these games that are like, try this one out, try this one out. I got Forza 5, and I do like how fast it moves. Like, all right, you're this car, drop it in. Now you're over here, and you're this car. And it keeps me engaged in a way where I think a lot of vehicle games, I was like, all right, here's your tutorial. Here's how all the cars are customized. And they bog it down with so much other stuff. And it was very refreshing to balls to the wall. Here's 100 miles per hour, just so you can see what it looks like.
The original Forza series was a true driving sim that I would say maybe rivaled Gran Turismo.
They still make that, though.
When?
They did. They literally just made one a couple of years ago. They take turns.
Well, yeah, but
It's there.
To dumb it, so
it's Forza. It's literally Forza 7.
Are we on? Well, okay, I'm so lost in the.
It was made like a year ago.
Really? Well, I'm out of touch, but it's if you dumb down a driving sim to an arcade racer,
But they didn't dumb it down. It's an offshoot. It's literally its own thing.
It's a good looking game. I just think it's there's no content in there at all. It's you drive around a fucking desert for 2 hours and some guy
Wait
saying,
a
"Yo,
minute,
bro."
you race all the time in that game. That's the content.
Race.
It's a racing game.
Race.
A race.
Apart from
That's what the game is.
apart from that game, since we're done, unless anyone else has any other news they
Oh
want to
no,
mention.
I can't think of anything. Pac-Man, huh? I hear it's pretty good.
Oh shit, you got Pac-Man?
Yeah.
Ray tracing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pac-Man with ray tracing. Let's just talk about what we've been playing while we have some time here. You're up first, Tyler.
Well, Mafia Definitive Edition, and like I said earlier, it plays great. It looks great. For as good as a 2002 game can be, I feel like it's a little clunky at times, but I'm having fun playing it until I got to like the later missions, and I know I'm close to beating the game because I've played it before, so it's kind of getting to be like a chore. But overall, like I'm super psyched that they actually remastered it and put some time and some love into it because it's a great story.
When did the remastered edition come out?
I think maybe like 6 months ago.
Okay, so it's fairly recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not totally sure on that, but I had nothing to play one night. I jumped on PS Now, got that free trial for the third time, like I said, and it was their featured game. So
Please just pay for the subscription. You can have 3 more months.
just one more time.
PS Now is worth it when you get it for free
Yep.
or a killer deal, like $20 for the year type deal. Then it's worth it.
Yeah. But I've been playing Red Dead Online with some of our coworkers, and that's been a lot of fun.
It's interesting. All of our coworkers have started a posse, and they all talk about Red Dead all the time. And I've never played it, and I feel like I'm the one person who should definitely want to join this.
Yeah,
game.
I don't know how we missed you when we formed the Bodega Boys.
Yeah. I don't have Red Dead.
I think we were all just so jacked about the idea that nobody could see past their own nose.
It seems like you put the cart before the horse.
We definitely, that's a good one. Yeah. We definitely did Brad a disservice. We do have an extra posse spot.
Well, the real disservice is our coworker Gage, who came up with the name Bodega Boys. He refuses to get internet, so he's just sitting
Yeah.
at home wanting to play Red Dead with everyone. Who's like, I can't do it.
Yeah, no internet, no. He's still rocking like a 360.
He said he's borrowed BioShock for the original BioShock for me for a while. I was like, I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna actually finish it this time, which is great. I love having a friend whose most modern system is a 360. I'm like, I have a lot of games you can play and just borrow for a year. I won't even notice. Yeah,
I still have your PlayStation.
you
It's not hooked up.
have my entire console.
Yeah, it's not hooked up or anything. I haven't used it in a long time. But
So what have you been playing, Dylan?
I've actually been trying to catch up on a few games to kind of have more of an idea of what game of the year is going to be.
Yeah,
I
which we'll announce in the next Dogcast, I believe.
I've been playing a game called Sable, which is on Game Pass.
I didn't like that one.
It's beautiful.
One of my favorite wrestlers.
And it's
Though. She was great.
interesting.
The soundtrack is cool. It's by Japanese Breakfast.
And then I started playing Swery's new game, The Good Life.
I have that ready to go. I haven't tried it yet.
It's very interesting, and Swery is very how do you put it?
Just watch your language, though.
He's a little controversial to people. Either people really like the stuff that he makes, or people fucking hate it. This thing's got a weird art style. But it's got an interesting enough story. If you see it from an outsider looking in, if you looked at that like thumbnail for it, you'd be like, "What the fuck is this fucking
It looks
game?"
like Imagine Fashion Party, yeah.
It's like, what is this? I have to take care of horses or something? But you're a photographer going into this little village in England, and at night everyone turns into either a cat or a dog, and you have to kind of investigate what's going on. It's actually kind of interesting.
When I
Tyler
read,
looks excited.
Yeah, that seems so out of left field. I was not expecting it to go there.
Yeah,
I think you hit it.
and you can turn into a cat. Your character, she can turn into either a cat or a dog as well.
You hit it on the head. The thumbnail looks
stupid.
bullshit, but when you read about it, I kind of got hooked, and it's in the queue ready to go.
It's extremely interesting. I'm going to keep playing it because it's a game that I don't really have to think too hard about. And there's something that I found that I like games now that have no violence in them whatsoever.
You're so old.
I kind of am. But
It's
like Sable has no like attacking in it.
It's you know what it is? It's refreshing that violence isn't the crutch that the game stands on. I don't mind a game that has violence, but when the entire gameplay is just built around look what you can do violently, it's not exciting anymore, and it's just very lazy and easy to follow that style of game. So I'm with you.
Also, it's a debt repayment simulator as well.
I have too much of that going on.
I went to college.
I avoided it. Yeah, me too. But it's actually kind of entertaining because you make money from taking your pictures, and
Is that where we got the picture of Tom?
yeah,
We're gonna make a lot of money off of that picture.
cha-ching.
That's in the thumbnail. It's gonna be Belize Navidad of the picture of Tom. Yep. Tom is
perfect.
Jamie, what you been playing?
A bunch of games actually. Lately, Yakuza, which I won't talk about.
Which one?
So right now I switched up to the
There's
new
a lot
one.
of them you can bounce around the Game Pass, like a dragon.
Like a dragon. I've played Judgment, the remaster of the first one,
Kiwami,
which means extreme.
I didn't know that.
But actually, kind of going over some indie games that I played. Omno was fantastic. Omno, it's on Game Pass.
Is that the one with the little guy with the light?
Yeah,
It was good.
I tried it. I got hooked.
Really?
It's like 6 hours, 8 hours at the most.
Sure.
I 100%ed it. It's pretty easy, but it's a puzzle exploration game. The story, even though you don't talk, is actually really, really good. I think you'd like it.
I think I might have drunkenly opened it up once and tried playing it, and then I was just like, I'm not in the mood for something like this.
My only complaint about it is that you can tell it was developed for a PC.
Yeah.
So some of the optimization on the Xbox, it looks great, but every now and then when the world is loading, it gets a little bit jerky, but it doesn't take you out of the gameplay.
Gotcha.
Piku Niku was a great game.
Piku Nuki ruled.
It was so much fun and funny.
It's funny, yeah. And
What do
the
you
character
do?
movements are fun.
What do you do in Piku Niku?
You're like this red guy
With like legs.
and you move the legs fun, and then it's kind of this like physics puzzle, and the story is about defeating capitalism, and it's it's pretty good. I played through it all. I got it for free on the Epic Games Store one time. So
Rain on Your Parade was a lot of fun.
I didn't like that game.
I had a lot of fun with it, just making people wet.
Are you worried about your game time getting cut into now that you have a job for the... How long didn't you have a job for?
Oh man, 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't.
Because I couldn't.
He literally had to stay home and play video games.
It was a hard life, man.
Yeah.
A hard life.
But are you... I'm legitimately... are you like bummed that you're going to have like... you have to work now?
Actually, no, because it's just part-time right now. Already, my hours will probably go up pretty soon, but there's still plenty of time to game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't have literally
All
every
the time
hour
in
of the
world.
day.
Yeah. It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird. But I get free beer, so yeah. Who cares?
That is a good deal.
It's a very good deal.
Yeah.
Better deal than PS Now.
Sorry to cut you off on Rain in Your Parade. Do you have anything else you wanted to say?
Game-wise, already talked about Halo Infinite multiplayer. It's pretty tight. It Takes Two. If you have a significant other out there, definitely play that. With the significant.
No, I mean, I think I want to play it with you, Dylan.
Yeah, we'd be great at that. Actually.
We'd be great.
Do a
And
live stream.
It'd be a Raw Dogs relationship builder because
We could stream it.
I've heard it's a great game to speedrun. Or if like you have somebody that knows what they're doing, you can really just coordinate and like move fast in that game.
Yeah.
It's Katie can't do the 3D movements, 2 sticks as well, but she's cruising through now. I just love how, if you play the gender role of your gender, I'm finding that the female character gets a lot of the aim and shoot, which is fantastic to see because, Katie, my wife, couldn't quite get it at the beginning, so I would have to help her out, but now she's just nailing it.
Well, I mean, the female character gets the hammer, which
right.
I thought was a blessing because there were multiple times, like in the second boss battle, you get launched up as the male and you have to aim you're shooting the nail.
Yeah.
And you have to be up in the air, quickly adjust and shoot down at the boss. And I was sitting there just like, this was not possible for Carly.
Moving later on in the game, the female character gets a lot of the shooting, which is great fun because it kind of gets your partner who you're playing with that isn't into that type of video game into video games, right?
Well, and there's also those like fun little mini game segments you run into, and I purposely just slow myself down and just let her feel like she's winning, and she's like, "This is so much fun." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, there, little one. I'll teach you someday."
I thought about doing that, but I just obliterate Katie on every challenge, except she beat me for the first time today. One of the mini games, she obliterated me, unfortunately. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Now you're completely emasculated.
Hand us the card. You're no longer a man.
I still got the picture of Tom. That's all I need.
Oh, yeah. That's all the masculinity you need in your life.
Me too.
Let me out of here. So I have desperately been trying to finish Yakuza Like a Dragon. And it's one of those things that happens with those games in particular where you think you're near the end, and then all of a sudden there's 3 or 4 more hours.
Welcome to Japanese video games.
I know. Tell me, right? I mean, Persona 5 Royal had an extra 20 hours after the end.
Yes, they did.
And that was already a short game.
It was already a short game. But Like a Dragon, I just want to say that I really liked it. The ending was phenomenal. Probably the strongest emotional experience I've had with a game this year. The ending is spectacular. And I think what they did with the character Ichiban is truly special.
I love him as a character.
And what happens through like his character arc at the end is nothing short of phenomenal. And just a really big fan, excited. We'll have an entire own episode of Raw Dogs about that game in particular because there's just so much to unpack about a Yakuza turn-based RPG. It's bizarre. It's weird. It's beautiful.
I love the mechanics of that game, but I won't say anything else.
Metroid Dread is next on my list where I can just fucking get lost in a game before we move into Mega Manuary X when I have to play some Mega Man X games, which I'm excited. There is a turn-based RPG, Mega Man X, that I did not know about and I have on my computer, so I'm going to be playing that.
Ooh la la.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the new live-action Mega Man movie they're trying to make?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Starring Justin Long.
I hope so.
No, I don't know. Who would be Mega Man?
It's going to be voiced by
Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt.
No way. No. Okay. Who is Michael Cera as Mega Man? I could see that. Larry David as Mega Man.
Who would I cast? Live action, you said.
I
It'd
don't
have
know
to be
anything.
a young kid.
Yeah,
other
Tom
than that.
Holland is Mega Man.
God.
Put a
sick
bow
of
on
him.
it. Send it out.
I'm so sick
The
of that.
kids
What
will
about
love
the
it.
kid from Dune? I can never pronounce his last name because
Chalamet.
there you go.
No, give it to fucking.
He's not really a kid. He's like 28.
It
give
needs
it
to be a
Duncan,
nobody.
Looks
and
like a
then
kid.
Duncan Idaho as Zero. We'll have Aquaman play Zero.
Jason Mimosa.
Long blonde hair.
My Mega Man.
And on that note, there's something we can't talk about, but there's some exciting news regarding podcast network stuff, but we can't talk about it quite yet. I can't announce it yet, but January is probably when you'll start hearing more stuff about that. But it's good and it's exciting. And so instead, here is some music from a Christmas video game. I don't know which one. We'll figure it out. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. So, the topic of this episode is video games based around Christmas. Christmas, not necessarily as the core of the game. It could be a DLC patch. It could be a Santa Claus skin. It could be a cheat code. It could be based on a movie. We all know, we know what Christmas is, so I'm sure we all probably have a few video games that reference Christmas in some way, right? Is there any that people would want to start talking about right away?
go for it.
Oh, I do have one. It was the only thing I had prepared for this podcast when I came in.
Let's get it.
Bully.
Bully?
Rockstar's Bully. It came out when I was just a wee little kid, and it does have, you go through the school year, so there's obviously the snow and Christmas portion of the game.
Yeah.
Every time it gets to Christmas, I think about that game because they should have made a second one. Never did, but that was one of my all-time favorite games.
So this
PC
popped up on
Police.
popped up on a few of the lists that I saw. Like Bully is a Christmas video game. So it takes place over the year. What happens around Christmas in the game?
I mean, you continue progressing through the story because it's like an open world Rockstar game, like Grand Theft Auto, but you're in boarding school. And it was just super nice to be in school about the same age as the character and then experiencing the year. So when you start the game, obviously it's not Christmas, but you see the time passage and you're going through the classes and stuff. I just felt like it was a really nice mechanic that kind of connected you with the characters. And then at the same time, I think I was actually playing it during Christmas, on Christmas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just burnt into my brain. It's like, if I had to pick a Christmas game, I'd go back and play Bully for sure, which I'm due for a replay because they do have a version out for the PlayStation 4, I believe.
It's also on PS Now.
I always
Oh,
want
is
the
it?
Wii
Yeah.
version.
Oh, tonight.
That'd
I'm
be
doing
a-
that tonight.
That's a game that it'd be tricky to maybe make a sequel for in the woke age of Dylan's gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've tried a couple times, and
they have.
it's been scrapped a couple times, but I really wish they would revisit it.
Do you remember when Rockstar was actually at the forefront of like IP development and would actually make like non-creatively bankrupt choices?
You mean
and
like
decisions?
2000, 2010?
Well, I mean, the last good one is Red Dead 2
Yeah.
that they've made, and they're not even paying attention to that one.
And now they're just like, oh, just release the ones on the PS2. Just have someone else do it. We don't want to do it though.
And like 5 was great, but I feel like
Buy the Shark Mega Pack for $100.
San Andreas was the last time I really felt like they were flexing their creative muscles and trying to make a game that felt like a real world that you were a part of.
Yeah.
Again, we talked about Grand Theft Auto not long ago, and people don't like 4. Like 5 is its own beast, but people, like you just mentioned San Andreas, but Grand Theft Auto 4 never gets talked about.
Grand Theft Auto 4 is like COVID. No one wants to talk about it.
The only thing that game is really good for is the fact that I can just yell at random friends like, "Hey, cousin, let's go bowling." And like, they always get it.
Die Hard has had a series of video games, and everyone's
right there.
Me and Jenny is like peas
And they said,
carrots.
"Come on, we'll have some peas and carrots. It'll be a good time." Die Hard is something that everyone likes to insist is a Christmas film. I'm not saying it is or it isn't because it's set around Christmas. Sure, it's a Christmas film, but
So who
it's
gives
one
a
of those
fuck?
points that everybody likes to make. Like, this is a Christmas movie, and it's like no one asked. It's fine.
No one is really arguing.
No one's
either
arguing
way.
with you, but like it is though. It's like okay.
Way to have a fucking like BuzzFeed opinion about shit.
BuzzFeed
Like-
opinion.
like,
That's a fucking great name
it's
for a
fucking,
podcast.
it's literally like way to have the most milquetoast fucking dumb shit opinion. Like it's just like it's a Christmas. Where'd you read that? Some fucking article 10 years ago, and you can't fucking shut up about it.
The BuzzFeed podcast brought to you by the Cream Stuffers Network.
It's not even. It's
Well-
not even an edgy. It's not an edgy thing to say.
Well, I read over 10 different articles, not from BuzzFeed.
Wait a
but
minute.
Other
Wow.
websites.
10?
Something like that.
I
But
get
the
sleepy
Die
if I read
Hard
that
Die
much.
Hard series was listed on people's list of Christmas games. In particular, people like the Die Hard trilogy, which I guess was a PS1 game.
I hear it's all right. I've never played it.
There's also a first-person shooter one that I think was for like the GameCube and PS2.
I did not know about that.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It didn't look great. I don't really have much to say. I like the first Die Hard movie fine.
It's the best Christmas movie.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, shit.
Or Jingle All the Way.
Oh, Jingle
Actually,
All the
no, we're going to go Home Alone 1 for me is my favorite Christmas film. But
The Santa Claus with Tim Allen was always
that's
a
pretty
classic.
yeah, you've always been a huge fan of his, though, right?
Santa
No,
Murder.
not really.
Why do you have the tattoo then? You have a full back tattoo of him going, oh.
I was promised that was not going to be brought up.
And isn't the speech bubble on your butt? So you really got to look down for the...
Again, I was told this was not going to be brought up.
That's your stripper name, the Tool Man.
I wear the belt.
Well, Die Hard is a movie though, so we acknowledge that one.
It seems almost like a cheat, though. It's not even like its own thing. It's just a video game, like, because only the first Die Hard takes place during Christmas, right?
The second one does too.
Are you fucking kidding? Oh, I guess I haven't seen the second one.
It's
The
not
fourth
great.
one takes place during Russia. Just the whole country.
No, that's
you know?
the fifth one. The fourth one is Live Free or Die Hard.
That's
Live
right.
Free or Die
That's
Hard.
right.
Is that the one where he kills a helicopter with a car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's-
feel like they really got out of their body by
He
the
says-
time they got
he says,
there.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! At the end of that, at the end of that one too, and I'm like, that's just a thing you said to some German.
Okay,
But three-
if he didn't drive that car into a helicopter, if a movie doesn't go bigger than the one before, like Fast and the Furious has a big problem with this. Like, if you don't go bigger, then what are you doing? What if they just did a quiet character piece about how he is getting old and he wants to reconnect with his family and no action happens? Like,
That's fine because it's all about family.
Yeah.
well, and I'm not talking about Fast and the Furious. I'm talking about Die Hard.
That's not about family.
It's just Vin Diesel's trying to build a tree fort for a whole movie and he can't do it. Damn it!
I just can't. I just can't figure out these hammers. I don't understand.
But I do got this picture of Tom.
I keep hitting
mean
my
Dom?
thumb.
Another film franchise set during Christmas. This is definitely the first Christmas video game I ever played. Home Alone. Created, of course, by Bethesda, which I don't think a lot of people know.
Naturally.
This is news to me.
The Nintendo game Home Alone was made by Bethesda.
You can really see the progression from Home Alone to
Well, I mean, when you see the Dunmer in the basement,
Doom.
and then you find the Argonian in the tree fort, and he's trying to sell you wares. But Home Alone for the Nintendo is a fucking... I don't know. This is one of those situations where you have hit franchise. We need to market it. This goes all the way back to E.T. Like, what do we make? Doesn't matter. Make it. And put a game out. If we slap the logo on there, parents will buy it because it says Home Alone and our kids like that movie. Home Alone for the Nintendo... I can hear that the music just haunting my melody or my memory right now. You essentially just collect a trap and set it behind you, and you just have to last 30 minutes. I think it's 20 or 30 minutes. It's just a set timer. If you last that long against the two bandits, you win the game. But you grab random items to the house and essentially set up traps, and Harry and Marv come after you.
Wait, hold on. Is Joe Pesci in the game?
Not a picture of him. Like, you don't see anything that looks like him, but there's a guy with a beanie and a gray long jacket. Harry and Marv do chase you in the game. That's the whole thing. You can go to the basement, you can go to the tree fort, you can go up 3 different stories, walk back and forth. That's the game, though. And there was a lot of other Home Alone games, most notably like Home Alone 2, which is another game. There's not a video game to be made out of that movie. You go through an airport, you're in New York, you go to a toy store, but they're like, don't worry.
You meet Donald Trump.
He's going to get attacked by suitcases flying out of an elevator, just like in the film.
Yeah.
That's a boss battle.
That's why video games based on movies are they've always been bullshit. Always been bullshit.
Unless it's action heavy, you have to make up scenarios and situations.
What's
in order
more
to justify
action-packed?
gameplay?
What's
okay.
more action packed than throwing bricks at Marv's head from the top of that building? I would have done that.
Now,
Or meeting
if you
Donald
imagine
Trump.
like Home Alone 2 in VR, you have to pick up bricks and actually throw them down and hit someone. That could be a fun mini game.
That'd be-
If you actually had to make traps in VR, I could see that working. But everyone, what do you think is the best video game based off a movie that you can think of off the top of your head? If you can think of any, go ahead for it.
Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. That was the first one that came to mind.
Minority Report. Everybody runs.
Oh shit.
Do you have any?
No,
It's not actually good. I just really wanted to say. it
Oh
'cause
no,
I
I'm
played it
going
a
to change
lot.
my answer.
do
The
you got?
Warriors.
Yeah.
Episode
Warriors
of
is probably
never
the best.
played it.
I was thinking the Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Return of the King.
Oh, you know what? You're
Those are
right.
good?
Those are good.
Those are great.
But otherwise, there's really not a ton of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Home Alone will fall into that category of
Not great.
not great. Okay, I was very surprised when I was doing research for this because do you guys know that Donkey Kong Country 3 has a Christmas thing to it?
Rare loves to put these in their games, though. Banjo-Kazooie also has a world that may as well just be Christmas land. and I was going to bring this one up if you didn't actually get to it. It is garish and awful looking, and it's one of the weirder levels of the entire game. But Rare likes to put in like the holiday stuff, like the chintzy weird stuff.
I was absolutely gobsmacked to read that if you enter the cheat code Mary in Donkey Kong Country 3, all the mini games have a Christmas overlay to them, and you actually collect presents. No, it's just like super light, but they just add like tinsel in the background. And the music is different, but I did not know that was a thing, and I thought I knew everything about Donkey Kong Country.
Wow.
At least in the Super Nintendo.
Well, isn't this the third? You said the third one, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that no one like played because you have to play as Baby Kong.
Yeah.
Dylan, can you explain how Bayonetta 2 is a Christmas game?
The opening is basically Christmas, and then you have 48 hours to rescue your pal's soul from hell. And then the game is so marginally Christmas.
It's
because it gets
48
ditched.
hours before Christmas, or
It's so they're shopping for Christmas presents in the beginning.
is does the time frame like end on Christmas Day or anything? Is it just like they're looking for Christmas presents? Is how it starts?
It starts out they're shopping, and then I don't know if it's exactly on Christmas. That's the problem. The theme of Christmas doesn't really show up in this. Let's put it that way, because then
The
you're
spirit
instantly
of giving-
transported.
You're saying the spirit of
Well, then
giving
you're
is not there.
No, it's not. Then you're kind of then you're in like Nepal, and there's no like Christmas there.
Yeah.
So it just starts. It starts and ends. I think there's like some jokes towards the end about like, oh, I got a real great gift this year. I don't know the. Fuck it. It's a good game. Have you guys ever played the Bayonetta games?
I've
not.
I've tried. I don't like them.
They're so fucking good.
The combat is balls, in my opinion.
Oh, it's so good. It's the best it's the best platinum game.
The balls are good.
The balls, yeah.
You guys want to talk about another game with bad combat? Well, that doesn't have bad combat necessarily. I've never played it, but
No, people love the combat. I just didn't like it.
I was surprised.
It takes
when
a minute to
I was watching the
start
Nightmare Before Christmas game, Oogie's Revenge for the PS2. I watched.
Soul Robber.
Yeah, you know about
Soul
it.
Robber.
Have you played it?
Yeah, I've played it.
It didn't look terrible.
It's a boring game.
It looked like a God of War knockoff.
It is.
But it looked like the graphics and the design, like most of the world looked cool.
If you want to hear the Halloween Town
Soul
theme,
Rubber. And
Soul Robber.
Soul Robber.
Yep.
Oh, because I heard Soul Rubber, which is again, I was watching a different movie.
That's Nightmare Before Christmas XXX.
How much of
Belize Navidad.
how much of that game did you play?
I played like probably 10 minutes.
Okay, did you have it back in the day?
No, I played it at my friend Dunks' place. I think his little sister owned it. And I was just sitting in the basement, as we were one to do, and I was just like, oh, I'll put on this fucking thing. And I just opened up his PlayStation 2. I put it in. It is so obnoxious. It's the entire soundtrack is literally just
Dude, that would get annoying if it only lasted like a minute.
It's like my fucking neighbor's house. There's Christmas music playing right now 24/7 whenever someone walks past the house. It's like a motion sensor. All I hear is
That should be
Christmas.
illegal.
It should be
You
illegal.
should set up a motion sensor that plays like Slayer or something.
I didn't fight in all the wars I fought in to listen to fucking Christmas music.
I didn't fight Santa Claus in 2042 for this shit.
oh, and that Nightmare Before Christmas game is a sequel to the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Which is kind of cool. I like that they
a good idea.
did a spin on the story rather than try and rehash the same bullshit.
But it's
Which is
basically
also
a,
rehashing
it's
the same
basically a retread.
bullshit. Has anyone played Parasite Eve?
No, never.
A little bit.
I've
Not
heard
a
good
lot,
things.
but a little bit.
I think you've heard good things about people that played it back in the day. I don't know if it would age well today, but
It definitely does not age well today.
yeah. But that's what was on the list of a lot of people's favorite Christmas games. It's set during Christmas, which is all you technically have to do.
Is there an Imagine Christmas game?
No. Believe me, I would have had it by now.
Imagine the Christmas.
So, has anyone ever played the game Knights from the Sega Saturn?
I have.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
It's a pretty good game, would you say?
It's entirely goofy and a little hard to visually interpret. So it's this game where you transform into this very, I would say, androgynous
Jester
character named Knights.
named Josh.
Yeah. Shout out to Josh. And you fly around and you do like fucking bullshit.
You fly around and do fucking bullshit.
So the map
Sold.
itself is kind of like a cylinder that you're moving around.
It wraps around.
It wraps around.
I'm
and
liking
you're
the sound of
collecting
this.
shit as you go. And the rules are kind of simple and stupid. I have not played Christmas Nights in Dreams. Or whatever.
so Christmas Nights into Dreams, it's a 2-level Christmas themed. Essentially, it's a demo of the original Nights game. It was released with like a paper case, and then it was also released like a jewel case inside of the Sega Saturn system. But mostly it was given out to free for people through various ways. And when you play it on certain days, it turns into a different game.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the year, it's just a demo of the first 2 levels. You play it on Christmas, all of it is Christmas themed, and the entire thing looks different. There's even like a New Year's Day version of it. Like we play it on certain days, it does different skins and music. This seems like a very cool free thing that Sega Saturn did for its fan base of people that there wasn't a ton of. Josh might have actually played this one. I don't know.
Really, Josh?
Josh loves his Saturn. And if it was a free thing given to
Yeah.
Saturn owners, he might have it. But
That's so weird.
I think
Gosh,
I don't
you
know.
fucker.
That's a charming little thing to do with one of their biggest. I mean, because they didn't have Sonic that mattered on the Sega Saturn. So
Well, you know what it actually is. I just thought of one.
what do you got?
I thought of a Christmas game. Animal Crossing is technically.
We're gonna
Technically,
talk
technically,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one I actually remember playing and being like, because I had the original one on the GameCube, and the holiday one part of it is really good.
Because you boot it up on Christmas Day, and it's different.
Yep. There's actually a reindeer character that comes to visit. I forget what his name is.
Because it's not Santa, but it is a reindeer that functions sort of like Santa.
He gives out gifts to everyone in the village.
We don't want to make those Democrats
His
upset.
name is Reindeer. He's German.
Ryan Deere is his name.
I mean,
you can make snowmen, or they call them snow boys, I believe.
so
Snow
you
people.
stack.
Snow people.
Well, you can only stack 2 snowballs at a time. You roll it up around the village. Actually, like when you roll it up, it actually takes away from the snow that's on the ground. So you have to do it a specific way. And I think there's a contest or something where you roll them up. I don't know. It was fun.
Yeah, I've never really played an Animal Crossing game, but I think that's cool when a game does have time-specific things that happen, which is really cool. Another game that does that is the Batman Arkham series. Calendar Man has specific days where things are unlocked, but a lot of people, top of their Christmas lists was Batman Arkham Origins, which is definitely the only Arkham game I'm not going to play.
Yeah, I've never even touched that game.
Once you get like the electric gloves, it just becomes a joke. Like you run through the game at that point.
Really?
It's fun until they added a mechanic that just breaks the game.
You have beaten Arkham Origins?
I got pretty far in it, but it stopped being fun after I had that ability.
Yeah,
Because it's just takes all the skill away from it. Now you just punch people.
because this wasn't released by the creators of the other games. Is that Rocksteady who made?
Rocksteady,
Yeah, and this was made by other people. Which
The one with the Deathstroke in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
and what was the guy with he had a mask, Iron Man,
Black Mask.
Black Mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was the game pretty good?
It was until they broke it with their own shitty mechanic, which was I was super bummed about because I love the Rocksteady Batman games. And that one I was super psyched on because you're playing as like a young Bruce Wayne and like his real first test as Batman.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to punch you and you're going to be super shocked.
Was there a lot of Christmas stuff in that? I believe like even Joker.
It takes place during winter.
Doesn't Joker sing a Christmas song at some point? I want to say.
I can't.
Troy Baker as Joker.
Is it Troy Baker?
Yeah.
That's the first one.
Because Mark Hamill
He
stopped.
just does that now, actually.
Mark Hamill stopped after the first one, right?
No, he did all of them
City.
except Origins.
Yeah.
No, I
did
think
City.
No, he did all of them except Origins.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the one where in City, I thought that was Troy Baker.
No.
Oh man,
No, only Origins, the one that Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill yeah,
we're
gonna take this back.
yeah, we can't just do all of them. Yeah, and Batman.
Troy Baker's out of work. We need to give him a.
He was learning how to play guitar at the time. Batman Returns is
I love it
another.
when Batman. I love it when the Joker's like, "Let me show you Wonderwall." I just heard it yesterday.
Are you familiar with Smoke on the Water? I can do it. Give me a second. I can do this.
Hold on.
May
Hold
I
on,
tempt
just
you
need
with
to
Stairway to Heaven? No, hold on.
Can I use your phone to look something up? Batman
You
Returns.
happen to have the tabs.
Yeah.
He fucks up like at the beginning of Good Riddance, just like, oh, fuck. Fuck.
Spider-Man Miles Morales is a Christmas game.
I haven't played that yet because I was waiting for the PS5. And that never happened for me as a person. So it's been on my list for a long time.
I want to play it, but I hear it's more of like a large DLC to the original game. Like
You should definitely play it.
But the
I
first
want
one
to.
was so
You have it,
good.
right?
No, Miles Morales is a 10 out of 10 experience. The only thing you can complain about is that it's 8 hours. It's like an 8-hour long game,
Oh.
which I don't care. You know what's nice is having an 8-hour long game sometime where you can just get lost in a world. Essentially, it's going to be the same world from Marvel's Spider-Man. It's 2016, 2018. It's the same world from that, but it's all Christmasified. It's winter and a different character. It looks great. I mean, the combat, everything's got some new bells and whistles, but it's absolutely beautiful.
you have it physical, right?
Yeah, you can definitely
I'm gonna
borrow
borrow it. Yeah.
But not every game needs to be in 100 hours, and I think it's okay to admit that, although packaging it as a $40-$50 game when it's an 8-hour thing is an issue.
And that's my issue with it, where I have better games to buy. Not better, but more involved games to buy for that much money. Like Miles Morales should have been like a
DLC.
Yeah.
Or it could be kind of a situation like with FF7 Remake Integrate. We're releasing another 8-hour long story with the game.
Yeah.
If you didn't buy it before, otherwise it's like a $15 upgrade with the extra content. But
Like it looks fantastic, but it's that price point, right? It's like Battlefield 2042, $60 for Santa Claus.
yeah, for free, it's like, I don't know about that. Hitman had some cool DLC that was Christmas based though.
Which one?
I think it was
3, wasn't it?
There was 2 of them. There was Hitman 2 and 3. In one of them, you were actually trying to assassinate 2 characters named Harry and Marv at a Christmas party, and you're dressed as Santa.
That's solid.
And I like that. And you actually have to you have to go get one of your weapons, and it's a Christmas present that's been left that's full of bricks, and you have to throw bricks at them to kill them. That's fine.
That's good.
I wonder what the appeal of putting Christmas as a theme.
I see it as a cool. I like it as a timed feature of a game like Animal Crossing, or if it's a free, hey, it's Christmas. If you want your certain character to be like dressed as a Santa Claus for it's a free DLC or something, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think I'm not a big Dead Rising person or Hitman or Saints Row 4, but if there's a mini DLC that's Christmas based, and what's easy about it is you can take the environment you already created, throw snow on it, throw tinsel up in the background, change the music, and it's Christmas. It's an easy way for developers to reuse assets and make them give it a lot more feel. I don't know. It's people have nostalgia. People have a lot of feelings associated with Christmas.
People feel very strongly about Christmas, and when I stopped believing in Santa, I could give a crap about Christmas after that.
Oh, Jesus is why we celebrate it. So.
He turned water into wine, man.
Dude, not even a milkshake IPA? What a donk. He turned
What a-
water into milkshake IPAs.
I mean, turning it into wine is a little pretentious. Like, turn it into PBR or some High Life or something for the common man.
Dude, the Jesus of Wisconsin turned water into PBR.
Blatz.
Blatz.
I was honestly surprised there wasn't more Christmas video games when I did the search. I thought that would be a much bigger topic.
I think a lot of people stay away from it because it's not an evergreen topic. It's not something that like the entire world can understand, because Christmas is it's a very Western, almost like the way we celebrate it. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
Well, just switch it up. Call of Duty, Hanukkah.
See, there you go. Light the
menorah.
Light the menorah, but also light up your
Battlefield
enemies.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're going to take it over, though. Kwanzaa's where it's
Fortnite
at, dude.
Festivus for the rest of us. There we go.
Hey.
There we go.
Jerry Seinfeld is a skin.
Yeah, I would buy.
What's the deal with rocket launchers?
What's the deal?
You just get a metal pole as your starting weapon. Like, I'd play that.
One other Christmas game that I had any thoughts on, and that's Yakuza 5, which we will talk about more next week, but you actually dress up as Santa Claus. There's a mission where you're getting chased by a bunch of kids, and you beat the shit out of a bunch of criminals that are Santa hunters, and then you give all of their bats and nunchucks to the kids that were chasing you.
That just sounds
about
like good
right.
family fun, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's great giving kids ninja weapons.
If there's one character that should be, it's Taiga Sojima that should be Santa, so I was happy that happened. But I just talking about Christmas, I suppose. One time my parents got me Columns for the Sega Genesis for Christmas.
Nice.
And
It's
it
a
was
decent
not
game.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which I asked for. But I pretended it was fine, and it wasn't.
Columns is okay.
I was a
I like
kid
Columns.
who didn't want to play Columns.
The
I wanted to be extreme, Dylan. I didn't want to play Columns. Okay?
Columns, the knockoff of Tetris. Let's just make Tetris with columns.
Oh, Christmas games. So my birthday is Christmas Eve.
No way.
Yep, for sure. I got Rock Band 1 for my birthday / Christmas. And I played the shit out of it, as did most kids my age when we got it. But I was always really pissed that I got that game for Christmas, because I wasn't very good at it at the beginning, because it takes a lot of coordination. You got to practice and you're good at it. But it's cold as fuck in Wisconsin, and I never wore gloves. So my hands would be freezing by the time I got back to the house to play Rock Band, and they just don't move quick enough for the buttons.
I was going to say, why are you playing fucking Rock Band outside, dude? But,
No,
yeah, it
I would
makes
have
sense.
to, like, I'd go pick up my friend and we would walk the 11 blocks to my house, and just trying to keep your fingers warm the whole time so that you could correctly play Creep by Radiohead was so frustrating. And there's only like 4 notes in that bitch.
But the good thing now is now you know how to play guitar from Rock Band.
Yeah, sure.
Yellow button, purple button, green. Click, it's creep. It's creep.
Check it out.
Man, he's playing John the Fisherman acoustic.
I got Fire Emblem Path of Radiance for the GameCube, and I remember this Christmas like very fondly. I was like 14 years old. I would have been 12 or 13. I don't know. I just remember getting that game and being like, "Oh fuck, like this is what a Fire Emblem is." And then that completely started my love of the Fire Emblem series.
I never got a lot of video games for Christmas, but I did get my very first NES at Christmas, and it was a total shocker. An uncle gave it to me. Yeah, and that's I think the only video game that I've ever gotten for Christmas.
Well,
Other than the shocker.
We all want to wish everyone a happy holidays from the Dogcast here to you, and Belize Navidad, happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate. We love you, and as long as y'all are listening to us, we appreciate you. Otherwise, we don't.
Bye, fools.
If you want to support us on Patreon, you can find us at patreon.com/HairTheDogcast. We are on Twitter at Hot Dogcast, Facebook, Instagram, we're Hair the Dogcast. I'm Brad. He's Dylan. You're Jamie.
I am.
You are. And Tyler, if people wanted to reach out to you, should they?
You totally can. I got an Instagram. It's DeBomber, and you can
Spell that for me.
DABAHMER.
DABA. So it's like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Close.
But more bomb.
More bomb. Yeah.
And I don't think we have much else. We're going to keep discussing a few things with Doggies After Dark, the Patreon exclusive after show. Again, for only $3 a month, you can join us over there. We actually have a lot of exclusive episodes for Raw Dogs there as well. Thanks for tuning in.